Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window on this Monday. And it was a cloudy one. We saw lots of clouds all last week and over the weekend. More of the same today as we look down at the beautiful Columbia River from our Hose Landing Sky-Fi Tower camera. Almost looks like spring with just a little bit of snow on the hills, doesn't it? The green out there, but there was a dusting of snow over the weekend, but not a whole lot the past couple of days, but there is some on the horizon as we take a look at what we can expect the rest of this week. Monday, today, and tomorrow, not so much anything. It will be kind of quiet weather pattern the next couple of days, but by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and into Thursday, all of us, a really good chance that we will see some snow and even some heavy mountain snow is possible Wednesday night into Thursday. And then as we get into Friday and through the weekend, most of the snow and activity will be mountain snow. But the problem with that is we will see rain showers. So the question now is, it will be white, but how long will it stay? And we'll talk much more about that coming up in your weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Dense fog apparently played a role in a Quincy school bus accident that claimed the life of a tour bus driver Friday morning. The jury that acquitted a Chumstick Valley man who confronted railroad workers with an assault rifle says even though he's not guilty, he's not entitled to having his court costs reimbursed. And a Wenatchee caregiver is accused of misusing her disabled client's bank accounts to the tune of more than $3,000. But first we begin tonight. A dementia patient who went missing from her Leavenworth home Sunday night was found this morning alive but suffering from exposure. Marlene M. Marlin, who's 85 years old, walked away from the home on East Leavenworth Road sometime after 10:30 p.m. At 9 a.m., rescue workers located her trapped in the crawl space of an unoccupied home nearby. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies said after Marlin entered the crawl space, the door apparently closed behind her and she couldn't work her way out. She was taken to Central Washington Hospital for treatment. Dense fog apparently played a role in a Quincy school bus accident that claimed the life of a tour bus driver Friday morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said the school bus was stopped in the westbound lane of White Trail Road about 9 a.m. when it was rear-ended by a 2006 Jeep Liberty being driven by 19-year-old Jocelyn Gutierrez of East Wenatchee. Gutierrez pulled the Jeep into a nearby driveway, but the school bus was then hit by a tour bus being driven by 71-year-old Sydney Austin, who died at the scene. Several of the 26 kids on the school bus, ages 5 to 15, suffered minor injuries. There were also several of the 39 passengers on the tour bus who were treated for minor injuries. The crash remains under investigation. Buses were running 2 hours late that morning because of icy road conditions. Well, a jury that acquitted a Chumstick Valley man who confronted railroad workers with an assault rifle says even though he's not guilty, he's not entitled to having his court costs reimbursed. Jurors found James Carl Brown not guilty of assault and unlawful imprisonment on Friday after a 4-day Chelan County trial. Under Washington's Stand Your Ground law, he could have collected lost legal fees and expenses if a majority of the jury ruled that his use of force was lawful. Although they acquitted Brown of the criminal charges, the jurors said he did not prove he acted lawfully. Brown, a Marine veteran and National Guard member, fired the assault rifle into the ground in October of 2018 while warning a 4-man BNSF crew to not trespass on Chumstick Highway property where he lived. He claimed he acted in self-defense. Well, a Wenatchee caregiver is accused of misusing her disabled client's bank accounts to the tune of more than $3,000. Douglas County prosecutors charge Martha Antunez Sanchez, 33 years old, with 6 counts of identity theft for allegedly withdrawing $3,300 from a bank account held by her East Wenatchee client after she obtained his debit card PIN number. Investigators say Sanchez used the card over the past year to make unauthorized ATM withdrawals and online rent payments. She must make her first court appearance on December 30th. Coming up next, the couple suspected in a Coulee City campsite robbery that injured one man and sparked a month-long manhunt have now both been arraigned on charges. 8th District U.S. Representative Kim Schreier announced on Friday that she'll vote in favor of impeaching President Donald Trump. And Chelan County PUD Commissioner Dennis Bowles was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award this month from the Washington PUD Association. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales,
where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
Welcome back. In another news, the couple suspected in a Cooley City campsite robbery that injured one man and sparked a month-long manhunt have now both been arraigned on charges. Kai Shelton appeared in Douglas County Superior Court this morning on counts of second-degree robbery, theft, assault, and reckless endangerment. He and his partner, Becca Ray Rosenberg, are accused of stealing portable generators from a campsite on Banks Lake on September 27th in a robbery that turned violent. Rosenberg's 4 children were in the van they used as a getaway vehicle. Both were arrested last month near Moxie and remain held in the Okanogan County Jail. Their children are in foster care. 8th District U.S. Representative Kim Schreier announced Friday she'll vote in favor of impeaching President Donald Trump. The House is scheduled to vote Wednesday on 2 impeachment articles. Schreier, a Democrat, spoke Sunday on NPR, explaining the reasoning for her vote.
Look, the deciding factor for me has to do with setting a precedent for all future administrations, that it is not okay for a president to put his own personal interests above the interests of the country. It is not okay to abuse power for success in an election, and it is absolutely not okay to obstruct Congress, that we need a balance of powers, and if you take that away, we lose our democracy.
Meanwhile, Republican 4th District Representative Dan Newhouse said he's unlikely to vote in favor of impeachment, calling the hearings politically motivated. Newhouse told Tri-Cities TV station KEPR on Saturday that unless there's some new evidence that comes out, he will vote against impeachment. The impeachment is likely to pass in the Democratically controlled House, but is unlikely to get approval in the Republican-controlled Senate. Well, Chelan County PUD Commissioner Dennis Bowles was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award this month from the Washington PUD Association. Bowles has served in several roles for the statewide association, including president. He's been a Chelan PUD commissioner since 2006. Because he was scheduled for a surgical procedure, Bowles taped his acceptance speech, which was aired at the association's meeting in Vancouver.
When President Randy Smith called to let me know that I had received this recognition, I was truly speechless. I mean, I was without words. I think maybe the first time genuinely in my life that had occurred, but thank God it didn't last long. I'd first like to thank my fellow commissioners for the opportunity that they provided in putting together this award and recognition, working with our staff to be able to put things together, clean me up, and make me look presentable to the public. So again, thanks to my fellow commissioners. I'd like to say that this evening's presentation that I'm making is a continued commitment to the purposes of the State Association, to the purposes of public power, public water, public utilities in general, including wastewater and telecommunications. It's really important that we understand that we serve the public. They own the organization that we serve, and grateful to be able to do so. So it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about us and the service that we provide. It's a stewardship of public trust. It's about principled leadership. It's about who you serve, not who you.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Well, could there be more layoffs planned at Wenatchee Valley College? College President Jim Richardson commented today on how the college is addressing a $1 million budget shortfall in the coming year. The financial problems have resulted in layoffs of 20 employees. Richardson says he'll also be taking furlough days off along with other staff members. He also discussed ongoing capital improvements at the Wenatchee Valley College campus and how new construction fits into the overall budget. In tonight's feature story, Richardson tells NCWLIFE News that the budget shortfall was caused by an unexpected drop in student enrollment, including the popular Running Start program.
And Running Start has been a big part of our budget. This year being down 11% or 10% is almost $700,000 to us. Mm-hmm. Even if we didn't plan on all of that 700, it's still a big hit.
Okay. Now, when setting your budget, do you go by a zero-based process, or how do you go? How does that formulated?
We really have to look at what did we have last year, and start from there. We go in the process. We kind of look at zero-based, but we know we have to offer programs, so we can't say, okay, we're not going to put any money into auto tech this year. That just doesn't happen. We have to know how much it's going to take to run the auto tech program, how much it's so we really look at last year, how much was expended there and how much do we need to put into that. So it's really not a zero base where everything starts at zero. It's we've got all of these programs, we've got all of these needs, we start there and then we look out from there. Yeah.
Okay, so as a result of the projected deficit, what are we looking at in terms of changes as far as the offerings at the school? And we know about the layoffs, possible furloughs going forward.
Right.
Do you anticipate any further layoffs, first of all?
You know, we're going to get through the session probably before we determine where we need to be for our budget for next year.
The session, you mean the legislative
session? I'm sorry, the legislative session, because we will know more about, you know, what is coming from them. Because it's the second year of biennium, we have an idea from last year that they passed their biennial budget. So we have an idea, but we never know how they'll, you know, move that around during the session. So probably sometime after the session, we'll know a little bit more about our budget for next year, and we'll look at that. I hope not to have more layoffs, but we need to do what we need to do to make sure that our budget is right-sized. So I'm going to say, optimistically, no. Pessimistically, maybe a few. Not to this extent.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's take a look outside our weather window. Hose Landing Sky-Fi Tower camera shot looking down at the beautiful Columbia River and the beautiful green still around a lot of the Wenatchee Valley area. But you can see that dusting of snow along our hilltops, and that happened over the weekend. Picked up a little bit of precipitation, but not much out of that. In fact, it stayed very, very cool today with all of that cloud cover. 28 is all we could muster after starting off at 23 this morning. That, by the way, is exactly where we should be for overnight lows right now. 32 is our normal high temperature for this time of year. Record high, 58 degrees. That was set back in 1999. And record low, that's got to be, I didn't look and I will tomorrow, but that's got to be one of the lower record low temperatures that we've had in Wenatchee. But like I said, I will have to look. That was set back in 1964. Precipitation to date, that's January 1st to today, 6.76 inches. And that is now a ½ inch behind where we should be for this time of year. We should be somewhere around 7.2 inches of precipitation. Sunrise this morning, 7:42, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:11. Let's take a look at those Tuesday temperatures, and as we'll take a look at North Central Washington readings for tomorrow, not a big change, although we will see maybe some warmer temperatures tomorrow. Wouldn't take much be warmer than 28, would it? 33 Moses Lake, 32 in both Quincy and Ephrata. We'll be about 31 in Wenatchee and Cashmere, 31 up on 97 in Eniat and Chelan, and 32 for you folks up in Omak, your high temperature on Tuesday. Let's take a look now at the surface loop, and tonight we will see plenty of clouds off to our west, so we'll call it mostly cloudy. Patchy fog, that's that dark gray area, and we'll see plenty of that developing overnight as well. Most of the shower activity along this frontal boundary will remain there at least tonight, but then as we get into Tuesday, it moves ever closer to the Pacific Northwest coastline, and that means some morning fog, cloudy skies in the afternoon. We will see calm conditions. By Wednesday, that's where things really begin to change, folks. We'll see cloudy skies. This system will kick in some moisture our way. A 60% chance of snow is possible on Wednesday. We're talking maybe an inch or two of accumulation Wednesday, especially overnight into Thursday. Thursday, a 70% chance of the white stuff, but we could at least in the afternoon see a mix of snow and rain on Thursday afternoon. So we'll see what kind of accumulation we're going to get out of this snowstorm. And then by Friday, we start to really warm up. Cloudy skies, a 70% chance of rain, and we will see most of that snow disappear as we are seeing a pineapple express of moisture moving up into Washington State, and that means warm temperatures and rain. So if we do see any snow, which we will see that snow being melted by the rain showers on Friday and maybe even into Saturday with a rain-snow mix of about 50%. By Sunday, just some cloudy skies. It will be mild. Here's the next storm system by the end of the weekend on Sunday. Clouds moving through the state as well. That's along a storm system that we'll see over the next couple of days. High pressure, though, is in control, and we'll see a little bit of a ridge over us on Sunday with cloudy skies and temperatures, really no complaints, near 40 degrees. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. 25 the overnight low tonight. A little bit
bit of fog to start off your Tuesday, and then cloudy skies, 31. 31 with a 60% chance of snow on Wednesday, a 70% chance of snow on Thursday. That will change all over to rain for Friday and Saturday, and temperatures will warm up into the upper 30s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Some jobs are a calling. They require something deeper, an innate devotion to the communities in which we live. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local firefighters. With every purchase you make with the Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select firefighter organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Firefighters Affinity debit card.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
If you want to work in IT, here's a tip. Employers value IT certifications. 91% say they play a key role in hiring. 72% require them for certain job openings. Improve your odds of getting the job. Enroll in the Computer Networking Systems program at Charter College. In 14 months, you could earn an associate degree and 6 IT certifications. Get started at chartercollege.edu/IT, where we work to get you to work.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Not happy news if you're Seahawks fans. Breaking news today, Seahawks wide receiver Josh Gordon has been suspended indefinitely by the NFL for violating the league's substance abuse policy. This is the release on the Seahawks PR Twitter account this afternoon, quoting an NFL spokesman. Quote, Josh Gordon of the Seattle Seahawks has been suspended indefinitely without pay for violating the NFL policies on performance-enhancing substances and substances of abuse, end quote. This is the 5th time Gordon has been suspended by the league. While playing for the Seahawks, Gordon caught 7 passes for 139 yards, the longest, a 58-yard spectacular fingertip grab in Sunday's win at Carolina. Josh Gordon is done. Seahawks, meanwhile, back out in front in the NFC playoff picture after a win over Carolina Sunday and got some help from the Atlanta Falcons. Seattle hung on to beat the Panthers 30-24 behind a stellar day on the offensive side. Chris Carson rushed for a career-best 133 yards, couple of touchdowns. Russell Wilson threw for 286 yards and 2 scores. Tyler Lockett looked back at full strength, catching 8 balls for 120 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Atlanta scored a last-second touchdown to beat San Francisco 29-22. Right now, Seattle is the #1 seed, followed by Green Bay, New Orleans, and Dallas. 49ers are a wild card team along with Minnesota, but there's still 2 weeks left, and the Saints host Indianapolis coming up tonight. In the AFC, Baltimore is currently the #1 seed, followed by New England, Kansas City, and Houston. Buffalo ensured a playoff spot with its win yesterday over the Steelers, which would make Pittsburgh the final wildcard team. However, Tennessee is still alive. Well, the Moses Lake School District is investigating accusations of racial slurs being used towards Davis players during a basketball game last Saturday. Superintendent Dr. Joshua Meeks has requested further information and or videos from those present to help. On his Facebook page, Dr. Meeks wrote, quote, "Our district leadership team is taking these claims seriously, and I can assure you that we are investigating the full scope of what transpired." That's a direct quote from Dr. Meeks. According to several social media posts by parents and fans from the Yakima school, students and team members from Davis were called the N-word. The team was then reportedly provided a police escort to their bus after the game. Moses Lake School District is asking if anyone who attended Saturday's game has any firsthand account of what occurred or any cell phone or video evidence, please contact the superintendent's office. Well, we'll get to the weekend of high school sports coming up, but first, it was a great weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. It began with the annual Teddy Bear Toss Friday night at the Town Toyota Center.
Picked up Caffarelli near corner. Up top right point for Luley. His shot tip, rebound, score! Tyler Young and bring on the Bears. Let the fur fly. Tyler Young with the backhander after the shot came from the right point. Noah Luley threaded it through. Langenegger made the initial stop. It bounced off to his right-hand side. Tyler Young awaited. He'll backhand it home. 4:23 time of the goal. And Wenatchee leads it 1-0.
Art Checker on the call. All the stuffed animals collected went to Operation Santa. Now on the ice, it seemed like the home team had total control early, leading 3-0 after the first period. But the Silverbacks came back in the second, and this game would come down to the final seconds. Again, Arch Ecker on the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Maine knocks it through center, batted down in center ice by Newhook. His cross-corner dump in, chased down by Semchuk, dropped off and fired on net. Save made. Rebound is tucked in. That looked like it might have been an offside zone entry, but the Silverbacks able to tuck home a rebound. To the point. There's a shot on a score from the point. That, I don't know if it was deflected or not. Sansbury took a shot from the left point, and that looked like it went off the post and in, high on the glove side. Pulled ahead to a 3-0 lead, but there's it's no longer that. It's now a tie hockey game. Chenard back in position and angled back to Sansbury right point. That shot fought off by Chenard and now up to the midpoint. That shot, score. With traffic in front. And Hastings tried to clear, but was just out of his reach. Then poked away. Hastings is going to be gone on a breakaway. Here he comes. Hastings. He shoots. He scores! Hunter Hastings with a short-handed breakaway goal. Top shelf where Grandma hides the Bisquick. Hunter Hastings has tied it at 4. Here's Price on the near wing, but that's going to get broken up. And here come the Wild again. And it's going to be a pass for Adams. 2-on-1 short-handed. Adams with Scott. Adams throws it across. Score! Two short-handed goals. And the Wild lead it now 5-4. Face off to the left of Chenard. Up top for Hiroshi. He cuts to the left, sends it across over to the right side. Up top, Andriozzi. His shot, he scores! Andriozzi with a wrist shot from midpoint. And played by Young. He'll send it around. Caffarelli over to Maine. Now Luley. Snapshot. He scores! Are you kidding me? Noah Luley against his former team puts the Wild on top 6-5 with 1:58 to go. Oh, you can't write it any better than that. Brett Shorsky will take the draw. Wins it cleanly back into his own zone. And he waits for a couple of moments and then freezes it up against the wall with help from Harrison Scott. And this one finishes it on a positive note for the Wild as they are able to shake off the comeback crafted by the Silverbacks. The Wild put an end to their 3-game losing skid, but for Salmon Arm, a tremendous effort on their part does not successfully end their losing streak. They are now 0-8-1 in their last.
So Wenatchee won at 6-5, headed to West Kelowna Saturday, and it was a teddy bear toss night for West Kelowna as well. They get out to the lead early, but the Wild come all the way back and win it in overtime. Sam Morton scores just 45 seconds into the overtime frame. The Wild win it by a score of 4-3. Now coming up this week, the Wild will be back home on Friday night against Alberni Valley, and then Saturday night against Powell River. 7:05 puck drops for those games. All right, let's go to high school basketball real quickly here. Winners on Friday and girls play. Hanford over Wenatchee, Wapato, Grandview, Okanagan, and Waterville Mansfield. On the boys floor on Friday, it was Wenatchee getting the big win over Hanford. Ephrata stopped Wapato. Grandview topped Quincy. Okanagan, Cascade, and Manson also winners. To the girls side on Saturday, Moses Lake a winner over Davis. Ike beat Eastmont. Sela over Ephrata. Prosser, Eniat, and Waterville Mansfield yet winning again. And in boys play Saturday night, Ferris down Wenatchee. Moses Lake over Davis. Eastmont with a win over Ike. Sela, Prosser, Chelan, Eniat, and Manson also victorious. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.